This is second video lecture on travel by train by J.B. Priestley. Now we are going to study this essay from language point of view. The objective of this video lecture is to understand words, phrases, idioms used by the writer in this essay and what kind of figurative use he has made in this essay. Travel by train. In this essay, the writer has tried to create humor by caricaturing the characters. If we read the essay very closely, and I recommend that every student of English language, if you want to develop your language, you have to read the textbook, all the lessons prescribed for study very closely. Basically, you are the student of language. Vocabulary development is very important for you. So, in this essay, we come across caricature of certain characters. An Englishman, an average Englishman, the middle-aged woman, the heavy carriers, the non-stop eaters, the noisy children, the cranks, the innocent people, the mighty sleepers, the seafaring men, the confidential strangers, the elderly man. These are the characters we come across while traveling by train. How the writer describes an average Englishman. He is trying to caricature an average Englishman by saying, if you read the very first sentence, it is a quite long sentence in which the writer has used phrases, idioms, certain new words also we come across. So when you read the essay from your textbook, you should consult dictionary. You should use dictionary to know, to understand the meaning of the words, the phrases, the idioms. For instance, read the first sentence of the essay. It is, remove an Englishman from his hearth and home. Hearth and home is a phrase. Hearth and home means a place of comfort and love. It means his family, his center of corporal life, and he becomes a very different creature, one capable of sudden furies and roaring passions. Furies and roaring passions. It's a figurative use. It means that an Englishman becomes very angry when he is away from his hearth and home, his family, his place of comfort. A deep sea of strong emotions churning beneath his frozen exterior. Churning beneath his frozen exterior. The exterior, external appearance, the facial expressions are different, and something different goes on in his mind. I sat more than once in railway carriage with black murder. Black murder means evil thought in my heart at the mere sight of some probably inoffensive fellow passenger. My whole being will be invaded by a million devils of wrath. We can imagine how the how anger simply anger how the writer has described by using different phrases. The Englishman is very angry to show his mood of you know anger. The writer has used different kinds of phrases. I would i would do such a bitter business as the day would quack to look on. The day would quack. It's a sound actually of a duck. Here something unusual will happen. To describe middle-aged woman, the writer says that a large middle-aged woman, the writer uses this phrase, large middle-aged woman. He doesn't say directly she is very fat. Then he says she has a rasping voice, very rough voice. A face of brass is a phrase, it means shamelessness. She is followed by a prostrate porter. Porter is coolie. Prostrate, that is in Marathi we say dandvat ghalne. Very tired porter, very tired coolie. And she is carrying packages of all maddening shape and size. She is having with her lots of luggage, and she is accompanied by a dog, contemptible whining cur. So then the writer says she wedged herself in the compartment which is already full of young men. Wedged means she attacked actually for fight, for war in the compartment. And the reaction of the young men who are there in the compartment, there is a kind of hatred growing in their mind. To describe that, the writer says simmering hatred. And at last he says courtesy and modesty perished when the middle-aged woman started her travel by train, and she is in danger of extinction because the young people might be thinking to take revenge. For heavy carriers, the writer says that they are not so offensive. They are annoying, no doubt, but in a different way, in a varying degree. They carry all odd chattels. He doesn't say luggage, odd chattels, he says. Then he uses another word, eccentrics. These people are eccentrics. In Marathi, it means vikshipt. Then the writer uses another phrase, queer shaped packages. This package, the luggage, it is packed not properly. So, queer shaped packages, he says. Then the non stop eaters. The writer uses certain phrases here. He says tattered sandwiches. Actually, tattered means badly torn. Tattered, this word is used for clothes, but here the writer used the word for sandwiches. And mournful scraps of pastry. Mournful means very sad. This is figurative use. If you read very carefully, then only you will come to know. And the students of language should read it carefully. And scattering crumbs over the trousers of fastidious gentleman. Fastidious means a person who gives much attention to smaller details, everything to be corrected and perfect. The noisy children, to describe them, J.B. Priestley says, for they will do nothing, whimper and howl throughout a journey. Whimper and howl means make a small and weak series of sound to express pain, and whimper and howl specially is used for the sound of animals. They spend all their time dubbing their faces with chocolate. Humor is created. The characters are caricatured. The cranks he called. He doesn't say other types of travelers. He says cranks. Why they are cranks? Why they are called as cranks by the writer? Because on the bleakest day, when the day is cold, at that time they insist to open the window, and when the day is sultrized, at that time they close the window. Why? Because they have mortal fear in their mind. Find out the word mortal in the dictionary and try to understand the meaning of the word mortal. The mighty sleepers. So, to describe the mighty sleepers, the writer says he envies them because they have the capacity to go to sleep at any moment, and figuratively, their sleep is called sweet oblivion. Oblivion means forgetfulness. Sweet oblivion is used, this phrase is used for sleep. Seafaring men, they are always ready. They are good companions. They are always ready for a pipe and a crack. A pipe and a crack is again an idiom or figurative use, we can say. It means smoking and chatting. Pipe stands for smoking, crack stands for chatting. Confidential stranger. To describe confidential stranger, the writer uses certain phrases. These phrases are: he is usually a very dull dog. He is compared to a very dull dog. Then he rides some wretched old hobby horse to death. It is a very important idiom used in this essay. What is meant by ride one's hobby horse? It means to frequently or incessantly talk or complain about a subject or topic or issue in which one is excessively interested. For example, oh, here we go again. Once grandpa starts riding his hobby horse about the government, there is no stopping him. Then we come across another type of traveler, elderly man, who is compared with the ancient mariner. The writer says he has glittering eyes. So, glittering eyes here means he has very attractive eyes. You might be knowing the saying, all that glitters is not gold. It's very interesting use made by the writer to describe elderly man. So to describe innocent people, the writer says, I wondered whether these travelers ever reach their destinations. Wonder. Find out the word in the dictionary, the meaning of the word wonder in the dictionary. It means to ask yourself questions or express a wish to know about something. For example, he is starting to wonder whether he did the right thing in accepting this job. So these are the certain phrases used in this essay. Read these read this essay very carefully. Underline the phrases and words, new words which you don't know with a pencil. Find out the meaning, the usage of the words in the dictionary. Maintain a separate notebook for vocabulary, new words. Write down the words in the notebook. Read again and again so that you will come to know, so that your language will be enriched. So we are actually students of language, remember. Therefore, it is must to read the essays, the lessons prescribed for study very carefully, very minutely. We stop here. Thank you.